Assalamualaikum and welcome to Amir Podcast. With me, Amirul.
And me, Amir.
So, for today's video, as you guys know, we have had an interesting interview with an amazing person, which is Aqila Nabaha from Bachelor of English with Communications from Universiti Sultan Zainal Abidin, also known as UniSZA. So, we had a lot to learn about her, and that is what we are going to share with you guys today. So some of the aspects that we are going to talk about are verbal communication, non-verbal communication,
And written communication and adaptability in communication.
Let's start with verbal communications. So under verbal communication, we have filler words, and from our experience or our interview with Aqila, she uses a lot of filler words. So what are filler words? Actually, filler words are spontaneous speech containing disfluencies, and these are generally defined as a phenomena that interrupt the flow of the speech. Therefore, it is normally viewed as a negative thing when you are communicating with others or when you are having a conversation with others. However, from our interview, we can see that Aqila actually turned it around, and she turned what's normally viewed as a negative thing towards a positive thing, where Aqila uses filler words unconsciously to first help her give more time to think of the next sentence, and also to gain the attention from us, the interviewers, on what she is going to say next. And this is actually supported by Corley M and also Robert J. Hartswicker 2011, where they said that the filler words could heighten the attention for upcoming speech. So, for instance, we have filler words like and also normally will come with a short delay that will signal the listener unconsciously to heighten the person's attention on upcoming speech. For instance, let's say you ask me a question.
Where are you going after this?
I'm going to Zeus Cafe. As you see there, when I used the filler word it has a short delay, and then I came up with a sentence to answer Amir's question right there. On the other hand, the filler word in this case of heightening the listener's attention is actually less functional compared to the just now, because this signals to the brain of the listeners that there is no need to expect any word for a moment, which shows a much longer delay. So, ask me a question again. Okay, let's say the same question.
Where are you going after this?
I think I'm going to Zeus Cafe. As you can see, normally in daily conversations, when we or other people use there will be a much more longer delay. Therefore, we don't need to expect any kind of sentence or word after that filler word, because it is going to take a little more time compared to the just now. So, that's it for verbal communications. Let's proceed with non-verbal communications. Amin, please.
Next is non-verbal communication. Under non-verbal communication, we have hand movements. Based on a study by Camilo M. Vicario and Annika Newman 2013, there are two social facial expressions that influence social attitudes by certain hand postures, which are pro-social, happy, and anti-social, angry. From our interview with Aqila, we learned that she is more to be a pro-social type of person.
She leaned more towards the pro-social attitude type of person. So actually, pro-social attitude is, especially when shown with certain hand postures, is that pro-social attitude can be shown by open hand postures. And in fact, as described by Givens 2008, as cited in Carmelo M. Vicario and Annika Newman 2013, it means that uplifted palms suggests that a vulnerable or non-aggressive pose that appeals to the listeners as allies rather than rivals or foes. It just means that she is comfortable with us.
During our interview with her, she used a lot of hand movement like open hand gesture towards us, the interviewer.
The palm of her hand actually faced towards us. That actually shows the vulnerability of her, and therefore shows how comfortable she was with us at the moment. Yes. So let's move on with the next aspect, which is written communication. Please take the stage.
Next is written communication. Under written communication, we have sentence construction. According to Spitzberg 1983 and as cited in Abdul Sitra et al. 2017, a study from Universiti Putra Malaysia (UPM) suggests that communication competence refer to some practical knowledge, motivations and skills that enable people to conduct fruitful communication. Okay, for example, during our interview with Aqila, we talk about theatre with her, right?
Yeah. One of her favorite topics to talk about, as she is.
For your information, Aqila has a lot of experience with theatre before. She in UniSZA, she is the
yang Dipertua in Anjung Kreatif, which is the theatre club for UniSZA. So therefore, from what Spitzberg 1983 said here, a person when has a certain practical knowledge or motivation or the skills in when talking about a certain topic, they will manage or they will be able to construct a beautiful sentence which can actually help them improve their communication or conversation at the moment. Therefore, there will be no too much filler words, there will be no interruption of ideas or train of thoughts, and most of the time it's talking about, or she were talking about her experience. Therefore, most of the time the flow of the conversation were very linear.
During our interview with her, she is able to talk about theatre clearly, and she is able to construct her sentence, and that can make us, the listener, understand it better.
Yeah, because the sentence will construct structurally. Yeah. So next, under written communication, we have grammatical errors. Of course, we as humans, we all know we will always have mistakes in life.
It's normal.
It's normal. We are humans. We can't run from it. And from our interview with Aqila, we managed to find some grammatical errors during the interview, which some of it are lack of usage of plural s in plural subjects and wrong usage of ing. Like during the interview, she said search for casting. When we look back at the context and the sentence structure, it was supposed to be either searching for cast or searching for castings. So of course, we are humans, and she is also a human. Therefore, it's understandable that she made some mistakes.
It's normal to make mistakes.
Normal to make mistakes.
People make mistakes.
Yeah, even if they are in Bachelor of English Communications in UniSZA. So let's move on with our last aspect, which is adaptability in communication. Under this aspect, we have that Aqila actually managed to adapt to the vibe of the interview, which means that she was not tense.
She is comfortable during the whole interview.
Yeah, just like what we said about hand movements. So the interview was very actually laid back, and it was very to socialize, to just have fun while interviewing, and she managed to go up to that level. She's not too rigid, she's not too tense, and she managed to even have fun with us during the interview. So next, she also is good with asking questions, or to be exact, rhetorical questions to promote interactive conversation, right?
Yeah.
Because when she saw that we had to think of something to ask her, but then she asked us a rhetorical question to actually help her to give, or to help us have a more fruitful conversation. And she proceed with her speech afterwards. So learning from Aqila is actually a very amazing person, just like what I said earlier. She is a person with great knowledge, great experience in theatre, Therefore, we
She
actually
has-
we actually look up to her, especially when it comes to theater. And she, overall, actually, we think that she actually did well with the conversation.
We are comfortable with her during the
We are also
interview.
comfortable with her during the interview. So she actually managed to make us feel comfortable with her instead of we make her comfortable with us during the conversation. So therefore, we want to say thank you, Aqila. Thank you to Aqila, because the interview that we had was very amazing and interesting, especially knowing about your history in theatre in UniSZA, especially about her toe stuff, her toe surgery.
She need to do a surgery for her toes.
Yeah, so that's a funny topic that we had in the interview. So for those who want to see the interview, please look for the link afterwards. That's all from us, from Amir's
Amir's
podcast.
podcast.
That's all. Assalamualaikum.